019 or visit them in person at 70th and A in the Clock Tower Shopping Center.
An award-winning softball season deserves a celebration. Don't miss your chance to congratulate Jordy Ball in person. Join the team at Midwest Bank for a special meet and greet on July 16th at their Jamie Lane location as they recognize her incredible achievements. Bring your friends, your team spirit, and your favorite gear for Jordy to sign, and it all kicks off at 4 p.m. They can't wait to see you there. Get all the details at midwest.bank. Midwest Bank, member FDIC.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Since 1983, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs have been a trusted and reliable company in Lincoln and the surrounding areas. Fast Mike's handles all sides of construction projects, home renovations, or big cleanouts. With the perfect size dumpster to fit your needs, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs will haul it all. With same-day delivery in Lincoln, affordable rates, and top-notch service, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs make cleanup quick and easy. Call now at 402-450-6828 or visit us online at fastmikeroll-offs.com. Book your dumpster today. Fast Mike's Roll-Offs, cleanup made simple.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
You're listening to Bock and the Blackshirt.
Terrell Farley. Defending Terrell Farley, who last week in his first start was a holy terror. Number 43.
And Jake Bockoven. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer.
Happy Friday, right here from Bock and the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. We are here to talk football and more football and a little something of the other sports out here today. Bock, how you doing on this, let's say, overcast Friday?
Yeah, I'm appreciating it. I think the sun's been getting to me a little bit too much, so happy to have a nice day here and ready to talk some football. I'm glad you mentioned it. That happens to be one of my favorite sports, so let's talk a little bit of football today. And the more we talk about it, the closer it feels like it's getting to it. Here's another Saturday about to pass us. There's only a few more till we got Husker football coming. Of course, kicking off on a Thursday.
7 or 6 more Fridays.
Yeah.
Saturdays till college football kicks off. Before I talk about what Colorado AD said, week 1 of college football looks like more of a playoff atmosphere instead of week 1 in college football. I mean, when you look at teams, Texas and Ohio State, Alabama and Florida State, LSU, Clemson, Notre Dame, Miami. Now we're talking about teams that, like Miami, who got left out of the playoffs last year because of the last game they lost or something like that.
Yeah, lost 2 to 3 down there.
LSU team who's looking to rebound from a okay 8. What were they last year? 9-3.
Yeah, I think so.
Something like that. Alabama team who transitioned into a new coaching staff, looks the part of trying to make it this year. And a Texas and Ohio State team that, did they play last year in the playoffs? Yeah. National championship game, wasn't it?
No, because Ohio State played Notre Dame in the championship game. Texas, did they fall? They might have. Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they did play each other.
Yeah.
In the Cotton Bowl, wasn't it?
There's so many playoff games now. It's hard to remember.
I know.
But
Yeah. but when you look at that, Bock, I'm not moving from the couch on week 1. So I'm happy that Nebraska plays on a Thursday night because I probably would try to miss the pregame if I could. But I'm just saying, though, Bock, these games are loaded with a lot of stuff. And this is why we watch college football, for key matchups like this early in the year.
Yeah, it's interesting. And by the way, Ohio State did beat Texas 28-14 to punch their ticket to the championship game. Like you said, that was in the Cotton Bowl. So we'll kind of see that one. And that one definitely stands out as the most exciting matchup going into this because it could be, like I said, it's a preview of last year's Final Four, if you will, if you want to borrow some basketball terms, but could be a preview to this year's championship as well. Start the season off that way and maybe cap the season off that way. So that kind of stands out as the bigger one. Some of those other ones, like you said, big brand names trying to get back into the mix, and could be a huge, I mean, just think about it. I mean, how much of is our world going to turn upside down if Florida State beats Alabama? I mean, because Kalen DeBoer comes into this year. We talked about coaches coming in with pressure. Okay season, not up to Alabama standards. You start by losing to a 2-10 Florida State team and look out. And then on the opposite side of that, Florida State's been talking. They've got a quarterback that'll talk. We know a defensive end down there that transferred from here that'll talk. Of course, we know the differences they've made at offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator, specifically getting Coach Tony Butler here from Nebraska. If they start off the year with that sort of win, how big would that be? LSU, Clemson. That can go either way. I mean, I don't even know if that's one of those things where it's like, what is the long-term ramification of this? Obviously, if one of these teams, they both still could make the playoffs with the loss there. So I think you're a little bit protected in a matchup like that. And then Notre Dame, Miami has enough, Catholic versus convicts, all that sort of history to it that it would be fantastic. But those were, I mean, Miami, like you said, was just right there. And they've got Carson Beck. I mean, they've got plenty of reasons to be very interesting going into that matchup with Notre Dame, who has the top running back in the nation, has a big line in front of him, but they're going to be ushering a new quarterback there as well. So, I mean, I agree with you. It is my favorite weekend of the year. And generally, it's not as loaded as it is this weekend or this time around. It's also, keep in mind, you're going to have football Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and even into Monday for that holiday weekend. So it is my favorite weekend of the year. I can't wait for it. And like I said, it's like you said, it looks like it could be some potential previews for college football playoff matchups later on.
So when you talk about the Notre Dame versus Miami, and this is what concerns me is can Carson Beck repeat what the number 1 pick did last year? Can he throw the ball? Is his shoulder good?
Yeah.
Can he repeat performance on a new team? Now we asked this question about Alabama, Florida State. Yeah, Florida State's been yapping. A quiet Alabama is a dangerous Alabama. So just imagine they're going to let Florida State talk. But when they hit that field come August, whatever date that is, Bob, this is going to be a dangerous Alabama team, I think. I think if they find the quarterback they need, and they have a great defensive back crew. They got good linebackers. They have a great defense. Offensive line kind of struggled, but, you know, they're powerful enough to rebound on that. So watch out, Florida State. I think a dangerous, quiet Alabama team will steamroll Florida State.
Yeah, I mean, that would be my projection as well, you know, as it is. And we'll see. Thomas Castellanos, of course, the quarterback transfer from Boston College, you know, doesn't think this is the Nick Saban Alabama team. So we'll see. They've got a lot to kind of figure out there, but at least they're not short of confidence going into this one. And by the way, when you look at Notre Dame's schedule too, they open with that Miami game. Then they have Texas A&M. Now they do have a bye week there, which can kind of help you out there. But talk about opening up with some challenges. As we know, Notre Dame independent, and so their season, it softens, if you will, at certain times when you play throughout it. Those are two of their tough matchups, but potentially could go from national championship runner-up to 0-2 to start this season. I don't necessarily foresee that. In fact, you know, if I'm standing here right now, I'd still think they would go 2-0. I think they're a better team than Miami and Texas A&M at this point, but we'll see. And what Marcus Freeman can do there to take that program to the next level will be interesting, because there's a guy over there we already talked about in Baton Rouge, Brian Kelly. He had Notre Dame in the national championship 13 years ago, but that was the peak. He could never kind of get back to that or back over that. Will it be a similar situation for Marcus Freeman?
We hope so. He's a great coach. You're playing a dangerous Miami team. LSU versus Clemson is going to be a great one. I think out of all of them, Texas and Ohio State will probably be the best one. We get to see the debut of the Manning kid. And he playing against a Ohio State defense that lost a lot of guys, but still returns a great safety in Caleb Downs. So you think about that matchup and how smart Caleb Downs is, and they still have a linebacker and I think a defensive lineman, but that team is so stacked that their second and third team guys probably can start for anybody in the country. So you can't really doubt them or take them out of it because they lost 9 guys to the NFL.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be nice, right? It's kind of that luxury Penn State we talk about too, is how they have, you know, the some people have them preseason and one because of all the talent they have coming back. Yet they lost Abdul Carter, the top defensive player in the draft, and Tyler Warren, the best tight end that we've seen in quite some time, outside maybe Brock Bowers types guys. But it's a nice luxury to lose that sort of talent and be able to bounce back. And Texas and Ohio State are definitely in that category. And we'll see, because it's kind of interesting. You go from going into that game, all these questions about, well, inexperience and this or that. And then the winner of that game, regardless of whether it's Texas or Ohio State, you almost can throw that all to the side, right? Like they already went and played in about as big of a game as you can and go out there and get the job done and get the win. So now when they go to these other games, it's like, okay, now they already have the experience of with all the eyes in the world around them, which is going to be for that game of going in there and taking care of business. So some of these early matchups too, the benefit of that is you know, obviously is kind of being able to get that inexperience out of the way. And you know, for every team, once you get into, you know, 3-4 weeks in, 4 or 5 games, you know, then that returning starters, all that experience stuff, you can somewhat throw to the side. But especially for true freshmen, redshirt freshmen coming along, there's still an adjustment to be happening. And even, you know, sometimes we see it in quarterbacks, especially. Hey, they hit their freshman wall, but that can happen at any position. So it's just fascinating to kind of see how these teams will develop. And I guess that's the point I'm getting to, is that the winner of Texas Ohio State in week 1 might not be the same winner if they match up in the playoffs, because they'll be completely different teams. So we almost get to watch these teams develop and see how they come from week 1 into the playoffs, which it's no sure thing. Those teams are making it. That's always the thing that's kind of fun too, is you know, we have our ideas about who's top 5, top 10 coming in. There's always 1 or 2 teams that we have in the top 10 right now, historically, that one of them probably won't make a bowl. Another one's, going to have a disastrous, 7-win campaign or something. So it'll be fun to kind of follow and see how all this breaks down. Like we were saying, can't wait, counting down to college football season.
All right, Bock. And this news, this kind of excited me. I don't know about Nebraska AD, but Colorado AD Rick George said the Buffaloes want to play Nebraska every year. That's a rivalry, Bock.
It is.
That's a rivalry. And I would love for us to play them the second game of every series at a home and home series each year. I mean, it's good for college football. It's good for revenue for both schools. It's just an old-fashioned Big 8 rivalry. I'm not trying to take away from Nebraska and Iowa, but playing a Colorado team with a coach that's got a lot of publicity and coach primetime and Matt Rule, I think it's good for Midwestern football.
Yeah, it would be fun. If it were up to me, then we would do it. I'd sign on the dotted line, right? Because you get to go back to that Big 8 battle, like you said, the rivalry that kind of took over for Oklahoma. Now, in some minds, it never surpassed the Oklahoma rivalry, but kind of took over from Oklahoma, ushering into the Big 12, and obviously was already kind of a big deal there in the 90s. So I love the idea of playing it. I just don't think Nebraska's on that same page. Like Colorado's AD is saying it out loud at the Big 12 media days. So it's almost like an open invitation. Hey, Nebraska, if you're interested, we're all on board for it. And I just, I think that's kind of the Big 12 talking to the Big 10 right now, where the Big 12 is going to be looking for maybe outside opportunities, non-con opportunities to boost, their strength of schedule. Whereas the Big 10, the SEC, we've seen it with Nebraska canceling the Tennessee series, more focused on, okay, we're going to have all these tough games in conference play. Let's, not load up the non-con. And so, we've talked about that at nauseum when they canceled the Tennessee series. It's not something we like, but I think it's the approach we're seeing and the adjustment to college football as it is now. So these decisions aren't always made for the fans. If this was a decision for the fans, it would happen, but they're kind of making business decisions here. And then you kind of get past that question of would you really want to play Colorado every year as your non-con opponent, or would you like to rotate, whether it be Big 12, Big Old 8, big rivalries, or just at large? Because if you do play Colorado, you're probably not going to schedule any other non-cons. But in the modern age of college football, you only have one permanent crossover with Iowa. So if you're looking at new matchups, new opportunities, that's going to happen even within conference play.
I understand that part, Bob, but here's what I'm saying, though. Take Holy Cross, whatever that team is. Take Bowling Green. Take those teams off the schedule. Those are teams that you're not going to get a strength of victory for, or strength of scheduling. They're not going to give you anything if it comes down to that. In the 15, 16 team era, you need to strengthen your schedule up to be probably, if you need to slip in at that 15 or 16 or 14 spot. They're going to look at, Bowling Green, Houston, what's they call it? What is it?
Christian.
Houston Christian. Okay, take one of those teams off. Take the Akron off. You're not going to play Cincinnati again next year, are you?
Well, I agree with you. It's just
play Colorado in the Kansas City Classic. That'd be great for college football.
I would love it. It's just in their minds, and I don't want to speak for them, but again, reading through the Tennessee deal, is that when you play Michigan and USC and UCLA and Penn State and Iowa this year, that's enough for the strength of schedule, and that's going to rotate, obviously. So different years you're going to get Oregon, at different years you're going to get Ohio State. And so they think that they're going to get enough strength of schedule from rotating those games in the Big Ten that they don't need to add any more, and kind of are look to be scheduling more tune-up games for the non-con. Again, not something that we love. It's not going to bolster their strength of schedule from 15th to number 1, but they feel like their strength of schedule is going to be good enough as is. And so I don't see this coming together as much as I would love to.
All right. Strength of schedule this year, Bob. What do our schedule rank? Let me see. Rank Nebraska's schedule. What do you think is ranked? If everything go the same.
Well, it's interesting because, obviously the strength of schedule will change throughout the year depending on who's doing well, who's doing what. But kind of going into it in college football, we can kind of look at who's got the toughest schedules going into the year. And I don't know. I can look to try to see where Nebraska's at. I know as I've seen articles about it, it's generally SEC teams that are there the highest. But Nebraska is given generally as well one of the weaker Big 10 strength of schedule. So I'd be interested to see where it's at. But if you go through it, you're going to see a lot of SEC and a lot of Big 10.
40th. According to Sports Illustrated, it's 40th.
Yeah. ESPN's got their strength of schedule at 35th. So 35th. Somewhere in that range, yeah.
So you think taking Houston Christian off and putting Colorado on there, I'm just saying it'll go down 5 more notches.
Well, and again, this is preseason. We'll see kind of how it factors in. You're right. If you put it in, it's going to bolster it. I just don't know if it will make the ultimate difference. I think it's Nebraska's 10-2 with the schedule being all the same, right? 10-2 with Akron on it and 10-2 with Colorado replacing Akron. I don't think that's going to change whether or not they make the college football playoffs. And I think that's kind of their thought process through it. Entertainment-wise, absolutely sign me up, and then they would still have that Tennessee game out there.
I would love to go to Boulder again.
Yeah.
Not telling you why, but hey, I had fun in Colorado last time. I would love to go there a game. For switching schedules, have one in Lincoln.
Absolutely.
Have one in Boulder. We had a nice time in Boulder last time. Nice turnout for what we had in that square little party room we had, party area we had in there. Even Colorado's fan came down there. I'm just saying we need something to boost our, just give us faith that we're back. And I think playing Colorado will help us. Deion puts together a nice, great team. I'm not saying we're scared of them. We shouldn't be scared of them, but we should, try to do something to make this thing work.
Well, it is interesting. Maybe I'm reading the room wrong. Maybe they do have a different philosophy looking at it. They've almost said as much, but maybe if they look at it and they look at Colorado, maybe as opposed to where Tennessee is, so yeah, we don't want to play a Tennessee team, but maybe Colorado, who isn't quite as historically as good over the last, even though Deion's there and their projection level might be going up as a program, there's a big question this year about, what are they going to look like? I don't think you necessarily perceive, hey, if we schedule Colorado in the next 6 years, say, how many times is Colorado going to be a top 15 team when we play them? Probably not. Maybe we have to wait and see. And it's weird talking about it and saying you'd want it to go the opposite route in which they're maybe, but what I'm saying is maybe Colorado is a middling enough Big 12 program that they would take on that opportunity and feel like, okay, it's kind of a middle ground of gives you an excuse not to go out there and take on, schedule non-con games against Notre Dame or LSU or those type of big brand names that are generally going to be up there. But it's a good one, that kind of a placeholder of where Nebraska should generally be above Colorado. They have a lot of advantages, obviously conference-wise, history-wise, all that sort of stuff. Nebraska generally can get the top player out of Colorado. Again, Deion throwing a wrench into all that stuff. Maybe they would see Colorado as a middling enough program that they would take that on. But I still wouldn't hold my breath.
All right. I like it. I like the idea of it.
I do.
Just to see Raffy. I would love to see Raffy come here.
Yeah, Ralphie, yeah.
Yeah, run down on the Cornhuskers turf. Matt Rule point at him like Coach Osborne used to do.
Did you see him? Did you see him when you went out there?
Who that?
Ralphie.
When? Oh no, we didn't see him the last time. No. But I seen him in '95.
Yeah, that's enough for me. Need to see.
That's probably a different one. They probably had three or four different Raffies by now.
Yeah,
Raffy
not sure how long those guys live, but I'm sure you're right.
Probably some good meat though too. All right, this is Bock in the Black Shirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. We'll be right back.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
People always ask me, hey, Livy, what fuels you? Passion, competition, the pursuit of greatness? None of those things. Raising Cane's is the only fuel I need. Their cooked-to-order chicken fingers always fills my tank, and the crinkle-cut fries and Texas toast are the perfect top-off for the perfect road trip. So when I'm running on fumes, I always refuel at Raising Cane's. But turns out, not everything's fueled by Cane's. Guess the old girl prefers her sauce unleaded. Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
Looking to upgrade your hay equipment this season? Landmark Implement has a lineup of pre-owned balers and windrowers ready to go to work. In the race against time, make sure your hay equipment is up to the task. When you buy used hay equipment from Landmark, you're backed by our extensive parts and service network, complete with mobile techs and parts drop-off points to keep you in the field. Shop all used hay equipment online at landmarkimp.com or stop by your local Landmark to experience the Landmark difference.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
When opportunity knocks, you don't want to miss the call. Hamilton Business Technologies makes communication easy and efficient using customized technology, all while putting people first. Whether you're working from the office, at home, or on the go, Hamilton Business Technologies equips your business with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Learn more at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
What do you look for when searching for a plumbing company? Integrity? Positive customer reviews? Are they insured and fully licensed? How about a company that has all three? Deals Plumbing in Lincoln is your go-to certified plumbing company that can help you fix anything from leaks to clogs, water heaters, and more. Give Deals Plumbing a call today at 402-525-7311, or you can visit Deals Plumbing online at dealsplumbing.com.
Since 1983, Fast Mike's Rolloffs have been a trusted and reliable company in Lincoln and the surrounding areas. Fast Mike's handles all sides of construction projects, home renovations, or big cleanouts. With the perfect size dumpster to fit your needs, Fast Mike's Rolloffs will haul it all. With same-day delivery in Lincoln, affordable rates, and top-notch service, Fast Mike's Rolloffs make cleanup quick and easy. Call now at 402-450-6828 or visit us online at fastmikerolloff.com. Book your dumpster today. Fast Mike's Rolloff, cleanup made simple.
An award-winning softball season deserves a celebration. Don't miss your chance to congratulate Jordy Ball in person. Join the team at Midwest Bank for a special meet and greet on July 16th at their Jamie Lane location as they recognize her incredible achievements. Bring your friends, your team spirit, and your favorite gear for Jordy to sign, and it all kicks off at 4 p.m. They can't wait to see you there. Get all the details at midwest.bank. Midwest Bank, member FDIC.
Are you looking for a place to relax and unwind after a long week? Grotto Bar and Lounge is the perfect spot to enjoy a full menu and in-house DJs on Friday and Saturday nights. If you're wanting to start your Saturday or Sunday off the right way, stop by for brunch starting at 9 a.m. Don't forget, Grata offers a full catering service as well for those graduation parties, birthday celebrations, and weekend family get-togethers. Give Grata Bar and Lounge a call today at 402-261-3019 or visit them in person at 70th and A in the Clock Tower Shopping Center.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
You're listening to Bock and the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to 93.7 The Ticket. This is Bock and Blackshirt on your 1 o'clock hour here at 93.7 The Ticket. All right, Bock, I got a couple of texts for you. Really, Bill and Bennett is really getting on you, Bock, about your intro, man. I think we're going to have to sit here and do it. Bill says Bock really needs to change his intro. The Bock stuff is outdated. I like it when he plays the Gap Band. Bill, we're going to give you the Gap Band. We're going to give it to you next hour when we come back in from break. Let's see.
Stuff isn't random, by the way. That's from Nebraska's previous bowl appearance, I believe. I guess it would have been a few bowl appearances ago, but the commercial, what was, now Foster Farms Bowl. That was a Foster Farms commercial where they sang Toto by Africa, all by chickens that said Bock. So that's where that comes from.
Yeah. Cupster says make old rivalries, non-con games like Colorado, K-State, Missouri, bring it back.
Yeah, that's I'm kind of interested in that because Nebraska Colorado is a rivalry that's one among Nebraska's top rivalries. But that's when I start to think, would I rather play Colorado again because we've seen it, or would I like to have a home and home with Kansas State or Missouri in the SEC? You know, it's kind of interesting. I think there's some schools like Oklahoma State. There's some old Big 8 rivalries I wouldn't necessarily probably jump into. But certainly, you know, like I said, Missouri and Kansas State stand out. How about Kansas and Iowa State? Would you rather play them than Colorado again yearly?
No. Kansas is not
enough of a rivalry.
Not enough of a rivalry. K-State probably. I would like them because K-State was probably the third best team while I was playing in the Big 8.
Yeah.
And they finished in the top 10 every 2 years we played. So I would rather bring back Kansas State and probably.
Would you do Missouri over another Colorado series?
I would do Missouri because they have a good football program, and that's not a game we can easily think is a cupcake game.
SEC. Well, Iowa State's a pretty darn good program.
Well, they are, but I want to see how they do this year. You know, I want to see how they could do in year, whatever year it is for him to can he do the same thing he did last year?
Yeah.
Especially with stealing our recruits out of our backyard.
That might make that a little more. Maybe we don't want to invite Iowa State in here.
You know that Thomas and Lincoln said renew Texas versus Nebraska. I don't think we're ready for that one yet. I think we'll have to pass on that one real hard. So I'm gonna say no.
I mean, I would love it as far as like setting it up and getting excited for it. But you're right. I mean, right now it doesn't feel like the programs are at the same step, if you will, as to rebuilding. Texas, I mean, they say it every time they have a good year. Texas is back. They feel like they are back. Nebraska is still working to get
my
back.
old CFL quarterback.
Yeah, that's right.
Steve Sarkisian.
Coach Sark.
Yeah. I like the guy. He's a nice guy, man. Nice guy. All right. Byron the Hog Farmer says Ohio State and Michigan played cupcake schedules, winning the title.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think Ohio State did. That gauntlet they did in the playoffs is unbelievable to even put them in the same category with Michigan on that note, Bob.
Well, I think what he's saying is the non-con schedules of Ohio State.
I mean,
Michigan,
everybody. I mean, look who we played. We played Pacific. We played Baylor. We played Colorado State. But when we did play the teams needed to play, we ran through them too.
Yeah, last year, if you look at the champions, Ohio State's non-con schedule was Akron, Western Michigan, and Marshall.
And they got Grambling this year. Poor Mickey Joseph. We're going to have Mickey Joseph right before the week. We're going to have Mickey Joseph the week of Grambling versus Ohio State. So
it's funny just listening to him because, we've talked to him about it before. I've never heard a head coach just basically wave the white flag going into it, but and he doesn't quite do that. I don't want to put those words in his mouth, but he understands the uphill nature of and battle of that game.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be a cold day of hell for them to win that
yes.
to win that game, Bock.
Now, is it better if Ohio State beats Texas or loses to Texas going in that Grambling game for Mickey?
Beat Texas.
Yeah,
because you don't want to see a mad Ohio State against
something to prove.
Yeah, against something, especially with Mickey, man. I mean, if I would probably want to fight Ryan Day if I was on Mickey's sideline, if he ran the score up on Mickey like that. I would probably do what Riola did to Luke Fickell when I said something to him and walked off, without the police running to me.
Well, it is a great payday, as Mickey has pointed out before, for Grambling to go to the horseshoe. So that will be one way or the other. That will be the goal for Grambling and get out of there healthy, I think.
Who's this? What picture he talking about? Old Dad said this is an awesome pic.
Oh, he just likes the picture we put up for Bock and the Blackshirt when we go to break.
Oh, yeah. Bock's my man. I'll take Bock anywhere with me. When we go to ESPN and we start, me and Bock is going to be, I'm taking Bock with me. So y'all going to miss Bock at the ticket when we make it big. All right, Cupster says the other thing I love to see is Nebraska versus Northwestern game at Wrigley Field.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds good. Oh, man, that's a good one right there, Cubster.
Nebraska obviously played in Yankee Stadium last year. Do you like
Part Bowl?
Yeah. Well, do you like the playing in abnormal stadiums, I suppose, non-traditional football stadium?
Well, as long as it's not cold. So, if Nebraska, I know we make it to a bowl game this year. I would rather it be somewhere in the
Somewhere
South.
warm, yeah.
Yeah. So I can go.
Well, I knew several people that said, "Yeah, we're going to the bowl game as long as it's not New York."
Yeah, so you got to think about things like that. Who's this? 2366 says, as of right now, we play OU in 29 and 30, Okie State in 34 and 35.
Yeah, I think that is correct. Lined up there for their future schedules. Fantastic. Can't wait to do it. But again, he said as of right now. We'll see how things in college football evolve because. Again, from this current athletic department, if they're still there, if things haven't changed, they might still feel like the Big Ten's a tough enough road. You don't have to do that. But, man, we saw Scott Frost almost try to back out of the Oklahoma game. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, that was a terrible game. You put Mickey in a bad situation that game, man. But Cheeseburger says Colorado was never a true rivalry when we beat them almost every year. Oklahoma is the true rivalry. Okay, Oklahoma is the true rivalry. But if I had a number 2 in my book, it would be Colorado. I mean, you got to think of the times they beat us from 90 to, 89 to 90, 92?
Yeah, I'd say, and especially, for your era, Colorado was kind of the primary team against Nebraska in the Big 8 there. So it kind of goes through eras. I get it, and I agree. I mean, Oklahoma altogether, it's
they're the best
tough.
rivalry we had. But if I had to go number 2, I'd go Colorado.
I would too. Yeah, I think so. And to say that they never gave us tough games or this or that. I mean, Nebraska has the advantage in the series, but I still have nightmares, I think, or, Nebraska, like I've said before, Nebraska never got off the mat from a 62-36 loss to Colorado in 2001. That was the last time Nebraska was number 1. Once they lost that game, has never returned to that. And in fact, I think has only been in the top 5 for 1 week since then. So it's Nebraska has more wins, is the better program. I'm not arguing against that, but Colorado has landed some haymakers in that rivalry.
All right, Bock, let's move on right now. If you got your cell phones out right now, if you're near a computer, type in Mike Gundy's character for college football 26 and look at it. We're going to play the plan right now. Go ahead and play it, Bock. But if you can, look at his character for EA Sports College Football 26.
Here's Mike Gundy's reaction to first time seeing this character.
Yeah, that for sure says I have a full head of hair.
That's not.
That's good.
Who is that?
And they got me all like muscled up. I'm not that muscled up. Is that the goal these days? Have a full head of hair? Yeah, that's awesome.
It's like a fro.
Wait till my high school buddies see that. Yeah. They'll be lighting me up.
Now, if you haven't seen the picture, he looks, Jake says he looked like Michael Myers with the hair. I say he looks like the guy that's with Joe Dirt.
Yeah, Joe Dirt.
The other guy that the old guy, Clementine, what his name is, the guy that plays with Joe Dirt in the movie, the older guy. I think not the guy at the firework thing, but the janitor guy who was on he was what they call it when they reassign you a new life, Box. Witness protection.
Oh yeah, witness.
You remember the guy that was in witness protection? He got hair like him. So, but he looks scary though, Bock. If you really look at his picture, he looks scary on that.
Yeah, it definitely is funny, and of course we've already. I don't know if people have seen the Matt Rule thing. His initial character.
Somebody said they changed it.
Didn't look all that great. Yeah, they did another like promotion, and he looked significantly thinned down and less silly because I mean his pants were just really high up in the first one, and Will Buck. I mean, it just kind of looked silly. So I think you still got some things to do. They added the coaches to the game. We talked about before. A few coaches, Deion Sanders and Bill Belichick, did not opt in, but most of the coaches are in there, and so that makes a better playing experience. But still, through name, image, and likeness, and even through in NBA games and stuff like that, when the leagues are fully signed off on it, the player person, it doesn't always look great. And they in NCAA specifically because there's so many different characters, they kind of do these closest to looking alike type of deals. So they don't look perfectly alike, and this Mike Gundy character does look frightening. Yeah, and definitely has an afro instead of the mullet that real Mike Gundy has.
Well, here's the thing about these games that they do a lot of patchwork, Bock. But you could turn your game on right now. It'll probably say update. When it updates, it's fixing some kind of glitch that it has, and you're gonna find that every week in these games until they get it perfect. They're not probably gonna get it perfect, but they're gonna try to update it. I seen a bunch of players who complained that they wasn't looking the same. Like they don't have the players with the dreads on there. Like players got dreads, and some of them got like little afros that they don't like. So there's a lot of patchwork that these games will do. They do it a lot in Call of Duty. So I expect them to get it done a lot in college football. And I will be purchasing the game either tonight or tomorrow.
Oh, you will be?
Yeah, I will. Only thing I have to do is just hit buy on my PlayStation because my credit card is already loaded in there.
So you can give us a nice review over the weekend.
Yeah, I'll give you a review Monday. Okay. I planned on kicking a lot of butt. And planned on getting my butt kicked a lot too. So.
I was gonna say last year you were so excited for it, and then your excitement dialed down. You're like 0-6. Every time I'd ask, you'd be like, "Yeah, I got blown out again."
Yeah, 20 games it took me. All right, this is Bock and the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. We are powered
by
Bauer
Infrastructure,
Bauer
Underground,
Brand Excavating. Big shout out to Slim and the boys out there working at Bauer Underground. We'll be right back.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
An award-winning softball season deserves a celebration. Don't miss your chance to congratulate Jordy Ball in person. Join the team at Midwest Bank for a special meet and greet on July 16th at their Jamie Lane location as they recognize her incredible achievements. Bring your friends, your team spirit, and your favorite gear for Jordy to sign, and it all kicks off at 4 p.m. They can't wait to see you there. Get all the details at midwest.bank. Midwest Bank, member FDIC.
Hi, folks. The weather is for sure heating up, and Coppell Chevrolet GMC is following suit. The discounts are really as good as they've ever been. $14,500 off list price, or 0% financing on select new models. Folks, you heard that right. Smoking hot deals at Coppell. $14,500 off list price, or 0% APR. So take that short drive down 144th Street or at CoppellCars.com. STK number G269520. All deals with trade-in and approved credit.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
People always ask me, hey, Livy, what fuels you? Passion, competition, the pursuit of greatness? None of those things. Raising Cane's is the only fuel I need. Their cooked-to-order chicken fingers always fills my tank, and the crinkle-cut fries and Texas toast are the perfect top-off for the perfect road trip. So when I'm running on fumes, I always refuel at Raising Cane's. But turns out, not everything's fueled by Cane's. Guess the old girl prefers her sauce unleaded. Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
Since 1983, Fast Mike's Rollouts have been a trusted and reliable company in Lincoln and the surrounding areas. Fast Mike's handles all sides of construction projects, home renovations, or big cleanouts. With the perfect size dumpster to fit your needs, Fast Mike's Rollouts will haul it all. With same-day delivery in Lincoln, affordable rates, and top-notch service, Fast Mike's Rollouts make cleanup quick and easy. Call now at 402-450-6828 or visit us online at fastmikeroll-off.com. Book your dumpster today. Fast Mike's Roll-Off, cleanup made simple.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
When opportunity knocks, you don't want to miss the call. Hamilton Business Technologies makes communication easy and efficient using customized technology, all while putting people first. Whether you're working from the office, at home, or on the go, Hamilton Business Technologies equips your business with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Learn more at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Play ball! Haymarket Park is buzzing with excitement this summer. Grab your crew and get in on the fun. Be sure to catch all the daily specials and promotions this season, like Thirsty Thursday, Fireworks Friday, Souvenir Saturday, Family Fun Day Sunday, plus special events and discounts all summer long. Don't miss out on the action as the Lincoln Salt Dogs take on their biggest rivals and knock the ball out of the park. Visit saltdogs.com and see this week's promotions and grab your tickets.
What do you look for when searching for a plumbing company? Integrity, positive customer reviews? Are they insured and fully licensed? How about a company that has all three? Deals Plumbing in Lincoln is your go-to certified plumbing company that can help you fix anything from leaks to clogs, water heaters, and more. Give Deals Plumbing a call today at 402-525-7311, or you can visit Deals Plumbing online at dealsplumbing.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
You're listening to Bock and the Blackshirt on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to 93.7 The Ticket. This is Bock and the Blackshirt here at Bock and the Blackshirt.
93.7.
Bock, let's talk a little NIL or whatever we could say. The lawyers for the House settlement will receive a grand total of $750 million for legal fees, according to USA Today.
Boy, that's a lot of those legal fees start to add up, don't they?
Man, $750 million? Is that coming out of the settlement money or what?
Who's paying that?
I don't know. New USC four-star commit Kenai Pepe gifted his mom a brand new 2025 Cadillac Escalade with NIL dollars.
That's crazy. That used to be the story of NFL drafts, right? They finally cash in the money. You finally have made it. And now kids are being able to do that just getting out of high school. Really, really cool stuff. Now, I will say this, we all talk about spending money poorly and this and that. And maybe a new car is not the best investment, but it is cool to see, using that NIL money on your parents and your caretakers. That's awesome.
All right, Bock, I got this survey right here. Not a survey, but I want everybody to join in on this topic right here. The best freshman year ever in college football. There's a lot of people on this list.
Yeah. Now, it doesn't have to be redshirt freshman.
No redshirt. Yeah. Just true.
Oh, I was going to say,
freshman.
Johnny Manziel won a Heisman as a redshirt.
No. I'll go first.
Okay.
Herschel Walker.
Yeah, without a doubt.
You next.
Probably should have won the Heisman that year. Did win the championship that year, Herschel did, and did win the Heisman a couple years later. I always think back to Adrian Peterson. I mean, Adrian Peterson's freshman year at Oklahoma was his best, and he splashed onto the scene, and it was just cool looking at it. It looked like a grown man jumping right into college football and dominating the Big 12 at the time.
I'll tell you another one. Maurice Claret.
Absolutely.
Now, Bock, back to you.
Maurice Claret, that was who I was going to go with. Helped lead Ohio State to a national championship that year. Those are the big three that I usually would look at. And it's kind of funny because all of them come from the running back position. Trying to think outside of that, the big, freshman seasons. I'm going to have to jump back to you. I think you're going to have to finish out this list because those are the three that I think of. I mean, I could think of some names, I could go through Nebraska's list. Nate Swift had a pretty good freshman season, but I don't think he'd made it on this list.
Brock Bowers,
okay.
Had a good freshman year at Georgia.
Yeah.
800 and something yards receiving.
Absolutely. Never let down from that.
Huh?
Said never really let down from that. That's why he's one of the best of all time.
Let's see. Trevor Lawrence.
Okay. Yeah. Recent example, quarterback.
Dylan Raiola.
Say Lane 177 says Sam Levitt last year. Although that was again another redshirt freshman example.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna go through this list. Adrian Peterson, Trevor Lawrence. Let's see. Jamel Holloway.
Mm-hmm.
Jamel Holloway led Oklahoma to a national championship after taking over the starting quarterback role in mid-season. Who else? Eric Berry, safety from Tennessee, had a good year that year.
Yeah. Another example of a grown man coming.
Jeremiah Smith.
Yeah.
Ron Dane.
Okay.
Ran for over 1,500 yards and 18 touchdowns. Jalen Hurts. Tula Tagovailoa.
Yeah.
Who else?
I think Jonathan Taylor had, as you mentioned, Wisconsin running backs. I think he was on. Could be on this list.
Who that?
Jonathan Taylor.
Oh, yeah. Jonathan Taylor should be on this list. Let's see who else I'm going to get. I'm going to get a list up, Bob. Give me 1 second.
Trying to think of
Michael
else.
Crabtree.
Crabtree, absolutely.
Sam Bradford.
Okay, yeah.
Come on, why this thing is so slow? Who else? Who's in Nebraska history? Would you say that had a Amon Green?
Amon Green, absolutely, yeah. Huge freshman.
Lawrence Phillips.
Yeah, I try to think. I mean, it's funny because I can go back to guys that maybe.
Let's see who the chat line is.
I would say like David Horn's freshman season. I think it was the best that we got out of him.
Ryan Williams.
Yeah, Ryan Williams.
Marcus Dupree.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson.
A lot of Oklahoma examples, huh?
Lamar Jackson.
Mm.
You can't think of any, Bock? I got you. Johnny Manziel, you said, but I think he was a redshirt freshman. I don't know whose that is. Don't know too many of these guys. Rondell Moore.
Okay, Purdue.
Yeah, had 100. He had 114 as a freshman.
He was spectacular.
Ed Oliver.
Okay.
D tackle. A lot of more. Derek Stingley Jr. Brock Bowers did have 882 yards his freshman year with 13 touchdowns. So, I don't know. That's about it right there.
Yeah, got a lot of good names. So kind of pulling it up. Jonathan Taylor, like I said, probably.
Did Sue play as a freshman?
No, Sue didn't have as big of an impact as a freshman.
Oh, okay. I thought he would have that.
How about as we're going through all those Oklahoma guys? How about Samaje Perine, who had
he's a running back too.
Yeah, 427 yards against Kansas. Of course, the week after Nebraska gave up, over 400 to Melvin Gordon. So he saved us from a lot of embarrassment there, at least for a time being.
Yeah, my computer's slow right now, so.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it right here. Trevor Lawrence. Let's see who else. LaRon Landry, LSU safety.
Mm.
Miles Jack, UCLA linebacker, running back. Nick Chubbs.
Okay.
Eric Berry, we said his name. Roosevelt Nix, D tackle, Kent State. Ahmad Brooks, linebacker. Sam Howell, quarterback. And did you see Cam Robinson? I don't know him. Maurice Claret, he's on the list. So you said Sajay. Derek Burnett. Kendall Fuller. Phillip Rivers. Jalen Hurts. Mike Williams, receiver, USC 2002. Ed Oliver. Jonathan Taylor. Tommy Harris, D tackle, Oklahoma. Derek Stingley. Adrian Peterson. Jeremiah Smith. Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, that was a short little list, but.
It would be interesting, too, to kind of think about who would be the top Husker names on there. Old Dad says Tommy Frazier. Deserves to be in there as a freshman. If you can count redshirt freshman, Taylor Martinez blew up as a redshirt freshman, Heisman contender earlier in that year. So, that'd be another name that I'd kind of throw out there. But it's kind of interesting as you look through this list, and there's, I was going through this list of like 60 guys there. There's not an obvious Nebraska example. So hopefully at some point Nebraska.
I think Barney
Jr.
had
a good year.
Had a good year last year as a freshman. I don't think too many other freshmen we can really name. I know Malachi played as freshman, but didn't have but 2 catches. Jaden Doss, remember he played as a freshman, but didn't have but like 6, 7 catches or something like that.
I said there's a lot of freshmen that at least played a little bit, but to make that big of an impact, again, I have to kind of go back and try to think through the years.
Grant Wistrom.
Yeah.
I don't know how much he played in 94. I have to check out his stats from 94 because I know him and Octavius McFarley was the only 2 who didn't redshirt And talking to Tavy, they only lost 2 games in their Nebraska career.
Yeah. I mean, Eric Crouch played in 98 a little bit, shuffling around at quarterback as a freshman.
All right. Take us out, Bob.
Some names to think of there. All right, let's take a quick break here. We'll be back with more football talk on Bock and the Blackshirt on 93.7 The Ticket.
People always ask me, hey, Livy, what fuels you? Passion, competition, the pursuit of greatness? None of those things. Raising Cane's is the only fuel I need. Their cooked-to-order chicken fingers always fills my tank, and the crinkle-cut fries and Texas toast are the perfect top-off for the perfect road trip. So when I'm running on fumes, I always refuel at Raising Cane's. But turns out, not everything's fueled by Cane's. Guess the old girl prefers her sauce unleaded. Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
Since 1983, Fast Mike's Rolloffs have been a trusted and reliable company in Lincoln and the surrounding areas. Fast Mike's handles all sides of construction projects, home renovations, or big cleanouts. With the perfect size dumpster to fit your needs, Fast Mike's Rolloffs will haul it all. With same-day delivery in Lincoln, affordable rates, and top-notch service, Fast Mike's Rolloffs make cleanup quick and easy. Call now at 402-450-6828 or visit us online at fastmikeRolloff.com. Book your dumpster today. Fast Mike's Rolloff, cleanup made simple.
When opportunity knocks, you don't want to miss the call. Hamilton Business Technologies makes communication easy and efficient using customized technology, all while putting people first. Whether you're working from the office, at home, or on the go, Hamilton Business Technologies equips your business with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Learn more at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with the child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today. What do you look for when searching for a plumbing company? Integrity, positive customer reviews? Are they insured and fully licensed? How about a company that has all three? Deals Plumbing in Lincoln is your go-to certified plumbing company that can help you fix anything from leaks to clogs, water heaters, and more. Give Deals Plumbing a call today at 402-525-7311, or you can visit Deals Plumbing online at dealsplumbing.com.
Hi, folks. The weather is for sure heating up, and Coppell Chevrolet GMC is following suit. The discounts are really as good as they've ever been. $14,500 off list price, or 0% financing on select new models. Folks, you heard that right. Smoking hot deals at Coppell. $14,500 off list price, or 0% APR. So take that short drive down 144th Street or at CoppellCars.com. STK number G269520. All deals with trade-in and approved credit.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Are you looking for a place to relax and unwind after a long week? Grotto Bar and Lounge is the perfect spot to enjoy a full menu and in-house DJs on Friday and Saturday nights. If you're wanting to start your Saturday or Sunday off the right way, stop by for brunch starting at 9 a.m. Don't forget, Grotto offers a full catering service as well for those graduation parties, birthday celebrations, and weekend family get-togethers. Give Grotto Bar and Lounge a call today at 402-261-3019 or visit them in person at 70th and A in the Clock Tower Shopping Center.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Play ball!
Haymarket Park is buzzing with excitement this summer. Grab your crew and get in on the fun. Be sure to catch all the daily specials and promotions this season, like Thirsty Thursday, Fireworks Friday, Souvenir Saturday, Family Fun Day Sunday, plus special events and discounts all summer long. Don't miss out on the action as the Lincoln Salt Dogs take on their biggest rivals and knock the ball out of the park. Visit saltdogs.com and see this week's promotions and grab your tickets.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to Bock in the Blackshirt.
Terrell Farley. Defending Terrell Farley, who last week in his first start was a holy terror. Number 43.
And Jake Bockoven. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer.
Welcome back to Bock in the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. And we're going to talk a little baseball right now, Bock. Congratulations to Houston Astros, Bryce Matthews, who was called up to play for the Houston Astros. And he was in AAA starting off in 2025. Bock, he averaged 283, 10 homers, 39 RBIs, and 25 stolen bases. He was set to play in the All-Star Future games, but now he is called up.
Oh, he doesn't get to play in the future game anymore.
Yeah, that's good, man.
Yeah, I suppose that is good in the long run. I was interested to see what he would do in that future game, but he called up to the big leagues. He was known or ranked anyways as their top prospect, so it makes sense at some point to bring him up here. Congratulations to him. He one time had a show here at 93.7 The Ticket. He did as well. Obviously a decorated and great career for the Huskers. So good to see him moving up the ranks and getting to the dream of what you want to do, play at the top level.
All right, Bock. Carmelo Anthony, former New York Knicks, former wherever he played at else, he hit the cycle, Bock. And when I talk about the cycle, you know what I'm talking about?
I saw something about it earlier, yeah.
He's the first player to be on NCAA college basketball. Then he was on, I got to bring it up a little closer, NBA Live on the cover of game.
With the Nuggets,
with the Nuggets. Streets basketball court. Remember that game?
NBA Streets.
Yeah, NBA Streets. And now he's on the cover of 2K26.
That is very cool. It's got to go through your own kind of video game, because I think I've played every one of those, of course, and except for the latest one. To go through his career, it's fascinating. And I know there's a lot of big-time Carmelo Anthony fans out there, and so that might kind of help here. A little bit surprised. I mean, I know they got the kind of the Legends run. They've got a WNBA a cover athlete as well, and Angel Reese, so they're kind of sharing the spotlight a little bit here. I hate to say it, because I did like Carmelo Anthony, one of my favorite teams, just following their story throughout the college basketball and March Madness was that 03 Syracuse team with him and of course they had Hakeem Warwick and some other guys there. But that was just incredible because they made a run. They weren't expected to win that tournament. They ended up doing so in beating Kansas at the top when they had Kirk Heinrich and Nick Collison and Coach Williams after that game. Roy Williams cussing at the reporter for even thinking that he would take the North Carolina job, and he ran off there and did. So I say all that to say I loved Carmelo Anthony, especially as a college player. His pro career was fun to watch. Should I? Is it wrong for me to say why is he necessarily selected for this one? Again, I know that he's it's kind of like a Legends type of situation, but there's a few more Legends I might pick before Carmelo.
Yeah, I mean, he's still great.
Great player.
Yeah, great player.
Great
player.
scorer,
absolutely. No,
All right.
can't argue that.
Did you watch the Cooper Flag game last night, Bob?
I did not watch it, which I know it was a big ticket, but I did hear about it. And obviously they did come out as winners, but Cooper Flag did not have his best debut.
Did
you watch any
on
of
it? No, I didn't. I didn't. I heard the whole Dallas Mavericks team came out to watch him play, so that was good of those guys. Kyrie, a couple of more guys came out there, and they was just excited to see the young man out there. I don't know how good Bronny did, but it's good first game.
Yeah, and obviously you can't be, you're not going to look back and say, oh, I shouldn't take this guy number one for a summer league game, but he did shoot 5 of 21 from the floor. So that's not very good. 0-5 from 3-point range. So didn't necessarily have the best shooting day. 10.6 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, and a block, and made a key assist, I think, toward the end of that game to ultimately win it. But he also displayed his ability to handle the ball and take on, full court defense at times. Dallas coach Jason Kidd said that Flag frequently should be used as a point guard during summer league so that he can expand his game as a primary facilitator. So that will be interesting to kind of follow along, not just in the summer league, but into his career as they try to develop him a little bit more as a ball handler, as tall as he is. Obviously, it makes you more of a threat if you can do it as well. So that will be fun. Again, not maybe the debut he was wanting, but maybe you kind of get those, get all that out of the way, the butterflies. Maybe that was kind of what was going into it. Or, as we know, and it's amazing, sometimes we forget this, these guys are human. Once in a while, even as good as you are, you'll have a bad game here and there. We'll see. Again, a lot of people don't necessarily do great their first summer league game. I'm trying to think of the Utah Jazz kid that was just drafted. He didn't have his best debut either, but that's the whole idea. It's a step up in competition.
All right, Bock, I got a list of college football programs approaching all-time win milestones entering this entering this 25 season. All right, we got one team going for the 900 win mark, Bock. You know who that is?
I could guess among the top of them. Michigan.
Georgia.
Yeah, Michigan's already in a 900 club. There's a select few. Georgia's going to join it, huh?
Yeah. You got 2 teams going for the 700 win milestone. Cal and TCU.
Okay.
The 600 win milestone, Bock. I don't even know what team this is. They got 595 teams.
Oh, San Diego State, yeah.
San Diego State.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Aztecs, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, these teams right here, let's see. 500 wins, Bock. It's 4 teams. Texas Tech, Wake Forest, I think it's Eastern Michigan. And I don't know this other team, right? They just got they don't have the mascot or anything, but 300 win squad. UCF. I hope he doesn't get it. They 297.
How many they need? They need
297, 3 to get 300. Well, you're gonna go 2-9, 2-11 this year. The 100 win mark. FIU. I'm thinking.
That'd be pretty new colleges, I would think.
Yeah, those are new schools right here. I don't even know. Georgia State Panthers or something like that.
Okay, yeah, yep.
And that looks like Bowling Green.
It could be. For that top one, it is an exclusive club, though, the 900 win club. You look through it, that in Georgia, you said they're 8 games away, 892. So should probably get there this year. Only other teams to be in the 900 win club. There's only one over 1,000, which is, I guess, Michigan from the beginning, which I should have known better if I would have thought through it a little bit more. Michigan is number 1 with 1,012 entering the season. Number 2 is Ohio State, all the way back at 978. So there's going to be a needed big jump in the next decade or so from Ohio State to catch Michigan. In any case, so you have Michigan, Ohio State, Alabama, Notre Dame, Texas, Oklahoma, Penn State, and Nebraska in the 900 club. In Nebraska, if you're wondering too, kind of in their own zone, right? Georgia at 892. It takes several years for them to catch Nebraska at 924. It probably would take several years for Nebraska to catch Penn State, who's at 943 next up on the list. So we'll see. Nebraska hopefully can kind of turn things around, be on pace to be one of the first programs to hit the 1,000 win club. Excuse me. Of course, that won't be for quite some time.
All right, Bock. Another trending thing on college football 26. President Donald Trump dance is reportedly in the new EA Sports 26. Yeah, you know what that is, Bock? I think it's when he does his hands
something like
that.
Yeah. I don't know. I know there is a dance. I guess I'm just not I'm not hip enough to know what the dance exactly is. But I don't think it is too elaborate. So it might be a dance that looks akin or alike to to do that Trump dance.
All right, Bock, we got this Big 12. We're gonna go ahead and close out on the Big 12. It's gonna be our last day talking about the Big 12, but they did have a preseason All Big 12 team come out. Sam Levitt leads the way as the offensive player of the year and quarterback. Will Swanson is the fullback H-back. Who's the running back? Let me see. Well, I guess he is the running back H-back. Who else? Wide receiver Eric McAllister, TCU. Chase Roberts, wide receiver, BYU. Jordan Tyson, Arizona State's good receiver. Joe Royer, Cincinnati's tight end. So we have to watch out for their tight end, Bob.
Absolutely.
Offensive lineman Ben Coleman from Arizona State. Offensive lineman Spencer Frano as Utah. Bryce Foster, Kansas State offensive lineman. Caleb Lemieux from Utah, Jordan Seaton from Colorado, offensive lineman. Place kicker Will Farron, BYU. Josh Cameron, punt returner, Baylor. David Bailey is defensive lineman from Texas Tech. Dante Corleone,
the Godfather.
The Godfather from defensive lineman from Cincinnati is also on that team. So a D lineman and a tight end is who we need to watch out for. Dominique Orange from Iowa State, D-line. Jacob Rodriguez is the defensive preseason player of the year from Texas Tech. Austin Romaine is Kansas, linebacker, K-State. Keaton Thomas, linebacker, Baylor. Xavier Afford, Arizona State DB. Bud Clark, TCU. DB Jeremiah Cooper from Iowa State. DB DJ McKinney from Colorado. Jontez Williams, DB from Iowa State, and Palmer Williams is the punter from Baylor.
Yeah, sounds like a good group. Not a whole lot of Colorado mentioned in there. As we know, they've got a lot to replace there. Jordan Seaton, I know you mentioned there on the offensive line. And, of course, like you said, very interested in the Cincinnati names that were coming up there. Dante Corleone is going to be a big man up front. It's going to be tough to get the run game going up against. A good test for Nebraska out of the break. Though I will say they did give up 163 yards rushing per game last year. That was 88th in the country. So not as, Dante Corleone himself, the Godfather, sounds like quite a big task. But overall, teams were able to run a little bit against the Bearcats last year. And then that tight end that you mentioned, I know he's going to be a big threat. John Royer goes 6'5", 255, had over 50 catches for the Bearcats last season. So yeah, some early scouting there from reading through this Big 12 teams.
Dang, 50 catches as a tight end. That's pretty. I've seen more, but you wouldn't expect that from a Cincinnati team. So hopefully we get our linebackers in check and be ready to look for him coming across the middle or a little down and out. When it comes to the Big 12 for who's going to play in the Big 12 championship game, some coaches didn't want to vote this year, but most of them voted Arizona State. This is from 24/7 right here. Arizona State, number 1. Kansas State, number 2. Texas Tech, number 3. Iowa State. Who else they have? Iowa State. Utah, who's number 1 in one of the things I've seen. TCU. Kansas. BYU's number 9. Colorado's number 10. And Houston's number 11, Cincinnati's 12, West Virginia's 14, UFC 15, Arizona is 16, and that'll do it.
Yeah, I'd say, but it kind of go back to last year and all the talk in the Big 12 is how teams went from worst to first, and Arizona State being one of those teams. Could happen again. There's reasons, obviously, like there were last year, to believe in the top teams that faltered and fell to the back. Utah and Oklahoma State were supposed to be those teams last year. You mentioned it: Arizona State, Kansas State, Texas Tech, Iowa State, BYU, all kind of in the running for to be that team this year. Maybe you get a return of Kansas if they can get things going. Baylor seems to be in a decent enough direction. I mentioned Utah could jump back in there, but it's such an open conference unless Arizona State really does take that next step. And a lot of that's going to be, can they replace Cam Scadaboo? They brought in a 1,000-yard rusher from Army that should be able to help out. Sam Levitt himself, I think, ran for like 400 yards last year. So he's a bit of a dual threat that can help out in the running game, but that pressure is going to go, Scadaboo's the type of guy that just kind of bail you out of any situation you're in. So a lot of the pressure now going to go on Sam Levitt and Jordan Tyson. Jordan Tyson, the wide receiver who was out for the college football playoffs, would have been fascinating to see Arizona State in there because they just felt like they didn't quite have the receiving threats and we're not at full strength in the playoffs. But now you get him back, of course, without Scadaboo. They've got to be, they're my favorite, at least, to go in there. And I know we mentioned this the other day, somebody else was saying, NIL should be a reward-based system where the best players get the most money. I saw that on the text line earlier today. That's how Arizona State's doing it. That is, everybody's kind of able to do it themselves. We talked about it the other day. Their coach there is Kenny Dillingham, a young man, only 34 years old, 35. He might be 35 or 36 by now, but in any case, very young man. But he's setting up his NIL for kind of incentive based as far as what you're doing on the field, and so the best players are going to get the most money. Again, a bit of an interesting or different tactic, maybe one that's more in fairness than in reality. But we'll see if it turns out for reality for Arizona State, who, by the way, another quick stat about them, or not stat, but just kind of fun fact, they've got a different helmet for their primary home and away jerseys. Now, they're one of those teams that mix it up enough, so maybe it doesn't matter what their primaries are, but their primary home jersey, and I try to think of which way it goes. I don't have it written down. One of their jerseys, either the home or the away, has just the pitchfork, and then the other one has the old Sparky logo. So kind of interesting. Nebraska obviously never going to be in that conversation.
All right, Bock, when we come back, we're going to have Bock 101 here, and you know what time that is. So, Bill, get ready to let's rate these fight songs or whatever Bock calls them. We'll be back. 93.7 The Ticket, Bock and the Blackshirt.
Haymarket Park is buzzing with excitement this summer. Grab your crew and get in on the fun. Be sure to catch all the daily specials and promotions this season, like Thirsty Thursday, Fireworks Friday, Souvenir Saturday, Family Fun Day Sunday, plus special events and discounts all summer long. Don't miss out on the action as the Lincoln Salt Dogs take on their biggest rivals and knock the ball out of the park. Visit saltdogs.com and see this week's promotions and grab your tickets.
Hi, folks. The weather is for sure heating up, and Coppell Chevrolet GMC is following suit. The discounts are really as good as they've ever been. $14,500 off list price, or 0% financing on select new models. Folks, you heard that right. Smoking hot deals at Coppell. $14,500 off list price, or 0% APR. So take that short drive down 144th Street or at CoppellCars.com. STK number G269520. All deals with trade-in and approved credit.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Are you looking for a place to relax and unwind after a long week? Grotto Bar and Lounge is the perfect spot to enjoy a full menu and in-house DJs on Friday and Saturday nights. If you're wanting to start your Saturday or Sunday off the right way, stop by for brunch starting at 9 a.m. Don't forget, Grata offers a full catering service as well for those graduation parties, birthday celebrations, and weekend family get-togethers. Give Grata Bar and Lounge a call today at 402-261-3019 or visit them in person at 70th and A in the Clock Tower Shopping Center.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The Lincoln forecast for today, a chance of showers and storms. Otherwise, partly sunny skies and light winds, and a high around 86. Tonight, a chance of showers and storms. Otherwise, partly cloudy skies, a low near 66. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies and light winds, and a high around 84. I'm meteorologist Kyle Becker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket. When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
You're listening to Bock and the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Bock and the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. It is that time of the day when we call this part the Bock 101 to college football Big Ten media.
Yeah, we're going to preview a few more teams. We'll play some fight songs to get you in the mood for college football as we inch closer to Big Ten Media Days, which is about 11 days away now before Nebraska hits the podium on the 22nd. Before we do that, I just want to let you know, if you need a place to hang out after you hit the links this weekend, head to Liquid Assets Sports Bar and Grill at 2755 Jamie Lane in South Lincoln. There's 30 TVs showing all the Major League Baseball games and golf, 23 beers on tap, high-end bourbon and whiskey, and an incredible menu of burgers, sandwiches, and more, plus the new cookie skillet for dessert. Go try that out. Liquid Assets at 2755 Jamie Lane. All right, let's get into it. Today, we look at a few of our friends, our newer friends to the Big Ten, still getting used to them being here a little bit, in UCLA and USC. Of course, Nebraska played both these teams last year, and they have both these teams on the schedule this year, so today's previews are particularly important. UCLA, of course, beat Nebraska 27-20 there in Memorial Stadium, and then USC outlasted the Huskers 28-20 out there at the Coliseum. So we'll jump into these teams specifically, but first, we got to get their fight songs, which you can rank and give us a ranking. Let us know on the Starter Heyman text line, 402-464-5685. Terrell Farley will also give his ranking on this song as well. This is, we'll start with UCLA's fight song. you go. There's the UCLA fight song there. Terrell, what are your initial thoughts of UCLA?
Well,
fight,
I
fight.
was going to give it around a 4 or a 5 until they start talking. I hate the talking part about it, but I'll give them a 2.2, Bob.
All right, fair enough. I don't think that's very good compared to some of the others, but pretty much on pace for what we see from others. Old Dad 34 says on the text line 2.1 for UCLA. Bill and Bennett says lame. I give it a 1. So I think part of that, people are still frustrated about Nebraska losing to UCLA. But thanks for joining in on your scores. You continue to send those in if you'd like. Of course, the news for UCLA this year, all the excitement around the program is Nico Iamaleava, who transferred to UCLA from Tennessee. Remember, he left Tennessee right before the spring game, so he did not participate in spring drills for the Bruins. So that'll be something to kind of think about going into that. But he did have 2,616 yards passing, 19 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions as he led the Vols to the playoff. UCLA, of course, led by Deshaun Foster, 5-7 last year. A little bit of a reloading, rebuilding type of situation. Returning starters 5 this year, 3 on offense, 1 on defense, and a kicker. You'll notice returning starters across the nation are down. Why? Because of the transfer portal. So your returning starters are only those that have played for you the previous year. And so those numbers sound maybe more alarming at times than they actually are. But in this case, there is going to be a lot of new bodies in for UCLA to try to get it done, including at offensive coordinator. Foster fired offensive coordinator Eric Bieniemy after just one awful season and brings in 36-year-old former Pitt quarterback Tino Sinceri, who was the co-OC last year at Indiana. Indiana averaged 41.3 points per game last year. Meanwhile, UCLA averaged 18.4. So if you're wondering why the Eric Bieniemy experience was cut off so early, despite everybody telling me that was going to work no matter what, because there's a big fanfare for Eric Bieniemy for some reason. In any case, it didn't work, and they moved on. Now they're hoping to pull some things off there. Remember, with UCLA, they were 5-7, but they did win 4 of their final 6 games, including against Nebraska. All of those wins came against bowl teams, so it wasn't just kind of a fraudulent schedule lining up for them. They actually did improve by the end of the year quite a bit. They did start the year 1-5, which was part of the problem. As far as their personnel on offense, they brought in running back Javian Thomas from Cal, who led the Bears with 626 yards rushing and 7 touchdowns. They do a lot of their transfer portaling from Cal. Poor Cal over there gets picked apart. But in any case, no obvious number 1 wide receiver from UCLA, so they'll kind of have to figure that out. And they've got another running back in the room, Jalen Berger, who returns for his 6th season in the Big Ten. Did not have a great year last year, just 178 yards rushing, no touchdowns. But it's just an interesting name because now this will be his 2nd year at UCLA after spending 2 years at Wisconsin to start his career, 2 years at Michigan State after that, now 2 years at UCLA. Only one starter returns from that defense that was pretty good last year, especially against the run. They were 6th in the nation against the run last year. They bring back their defensive tackle, 6'4", 310 Sale Tuapaki, to try to lead that group up front. 3 players returning from injury and a healthy share of transfers will try to fill up that lineup for the Bruins. Their kicker, Mateen Bagani, was 20 of 24 with a long of 57 and is back. So you feel pretty good about their kicking unit if it comes down to that. But no UCLA players were listed in Lindy's, the preseason magazine's 3 all Big Ten teams. So they're going to have some significant strides and good stories if they're going to have some players step out. They did bring in a top 45 recruiting class this season. Of course, at UCLA, you're expected to do better than that. They did bring in the top running back in the state of California, so that's always a goal to try to achieve, but probably going to need to recruit better if Deshaun Foster's going to want to improve that team. As we go through the numbers again, a little bit better of a defensive team than an offensive team last year. In fact, really struggled, particularly getting the ball running on the ground. 131st in the nation with just under 87 yards rushing per game. A lot better at passing, 242 yards passing. That was good for 47th in the nation for a total of 328 yards offensively per game. That's 118th. That's not very good. And as I mentioned earlier, just 18.4 points per game. That's 126th in the nation. On defense, they gave up 25.3 points per game. That was 69th. The run game, again, was 6th in the nation, giving up less than 97 yards per game. Passing, they gave up 244 yards per game. That's 107th in the nation for a total defense of 39th in the nation, 340 yards given up per game. UCLA, a lot of new faces, a lot of change. Deshaun Foster, year 2, new offensive coordinator, Nico Iamaleava. What do you think? You think UCLA is going to have a good year this year, Terrell Farley?
I'll give them 7 and 5.
All right. That'd be an improvement. I think they'd appreciate
6 and
that.
6 regular season. No, I think 6 and 6.
Okay.
I think they make it to a bowl game.
So potentially 7 and 6 maybe after that.
Yeah.
Now, as far as a fear factor for you on Nebraska, it's kind of interesting. They kind of get lost despite having beaten Nebraska last year. When I talk about, okay, what 4 or 5 games the most, the biggest coming into the year, UCLA is usually not on that. What do you think about Nebraska's trip now to the Rose Bowl, November 8th? What is your fear factor, I suppose, heading into that one?
Well, try to get a biggest lead as you can get earlier. Don't let UCLA hang in the game like they did last year, and then they was able to close it out. Dylan Riolo still was learning that game. Kind of the slide really affected that game, and I think he needs to slide better. But with our wide open offense, I think Nebraska should handle them very well this season.
Yeah, let's hope Nebraska gets a win there against UCLA. Let's also hope they beat USC, who comes to town this year with Lincoln Riley. We can preview that team, but we've got to get to their fight song as well. By the way, for UCLA, we did get one more score. Mr. Blitzkrieg off YouTube gives it a 5.5, the highest score so far for the UCLA one. Now, USC's is a little bit more well-known, especially around these parts, because there is a certain game that's played in the morning called Shut Up Sipple, and Steve Sipple incorporates the USC fight song, his favorite fight song, into the festivities there. So let me know what you think about Sipple's favorite fight song from USC coming up, playing right here. Your Sipple's favorite part. Just kind of keeps going along that pattern. I love it. I love USC's fight song. I got to agree with Steve Sipple. That is a very good one. Terrell, do you have similar feelings coming out of that one?
That's a good one. Let's give him a 6.5.
Oh, yeah, that's the highest score we've heard from you so far. So USC will definitely take that. Mr. Blitzkrieg already chiming in. Beginning sucked, but it ended nicely. So 7.1. The beginning there feels like you're marching into war. It
sounds like
right?
It sounds like a gladiator.
Yeah,
from the Gladiator. It sounds like the theme of Maximus walking out or something like that. But
yeah, definitely feels like you're watching.
This is Sparta. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty.
It'll
good.
give me the chills walking out of that under some smoke.
Yeah.
It's like a warrior going to a war. That's a good fight song.
Big B off the text line says it's a very triumphant sounding song. Absolutely is. Old Dad 34 says Sip has bad taste. 1.7 because of the beginning. We also have a text in from 34777 giving it a 4.5. Bill and Bennett says I hate to admit it, but I have to give that an 8. So there are those that appreciate the USC fight song. As far as on the field, Lincoln Riley 26-14 entering his 4th season at USC. Of course, 7-6 last season, but 5 of those 6 losses were by 1 possession for a total of 19 points. Really could have changed the look of their season. Riley, by the way, overall 81-24. They did win 3 of their 4 final games with Jaden Maiava starting, including the Nebraska game. Miller Moss ran off to Louisville after he lost that starting job. So Maiava back as the starter there for USC. Depth at wide receiver could be a little bit of an issue, but they do have some standouts at the top. Mekhi Lemon is back after 764 yards receiving, and he's kind of a do-it-all type of player. In fact, Lindy's had him as a first-team all-purpose player on the All-Big Ten list, so look out for him. Jacoby Lane also rather solid there in the wide receiver group, had 12 touchdowns for USC last year, receiving 525 yards and 12 touchdowns, which would tie Nebraska's record. Quincy Enunwa has the record with 12 receiving touchdowns. Woody Marks was a specific problem for Nebraska last year at running back. He is out, but in comes a couple interesting rushers. One, a 1,000-yard rusher from New Mexico by the name of Eli Sanders, but maybe more intriguingly is Wayman Jordan Jr. Wayman Jordan Jr. comes in as the JUCO Offensive Player of the Year, basically won the equivalent to the Heisman Trophy at the NGCAA level, racked up 1,612 yards off of 218 carries last season, playing Hutchinson football out there in Kansas. You know a little bit about that, don't
Hutch.
you? Yeah.
Hutch,
playing
Kansas.
out in Hutch.
Yeah.
So he looks like he'll provide a spark for them. We look on defense, only 2 returning starters, but they do get linebacker Eric Gentry back, who has a career 19.5 tackles for loss. That can help. Their defensive struggles included not getting to the quarterback last year, so that's something they're going to have to improve on. They also allowed 68% completion percent against them. That was one of the worst in the nation. They're going to have to do it better than that. And again, it's a combination of their cornerbacks and not getting to the passers. That'll be interesting to kind of look at if they've made those improvements by the time they play Nebraska. Special teams also got some big pickups in the transfer portal. Kicker Caden Chittington was the all Mountain West Conference kicker at UNLV, and their punter, Sam Johnson, was the FCS first team All-American, averaging 47.1 point per punt. So that's a pretty good if he can equate that to, of course, what they do at the big level here. We look at their numbers last year, scoring 30.2 points per game. That was 51st in the nation. Ran the ball for 145.3 yards per game. That was 82nd. Passed the ball for 291 yards, 291.9, almost 292. That was good for 10th in the nation, for a total of 437.2 yards per game, 23rd in the nation. Top 25 type of offense last year for the Trojans. The defense will need to improve a little bit. It was not top 25. Gave up 24.1 points per game. That was 56th in the nation. Not terrible, just not great. Rushing, 141 yards per game, 53rd in the nation. Again, not terrible, not great. Passing, they gave up 235 yards per game. That was 98th in the country, for a total of 377 yards given up per game. That is 77th. USC, a very intriguing team. Of course, all the interest will be on Lincoln Riley, and if he can get them going in the right direction after a few seasons of high hopes, not quite landing where they wanted to be. You think Lincoln Riley feels pretty comfortable going into his job coming around this time next year? Would mean they'd have to have a pretty decent season this season.
Well, Bock, you know, when you sit in your car, they got this little button that's right by the heater. It's called a butt warmer. Yes, his seat is hot.
Yeah.
You wouldn't expect Lincoln Riley to be in this situation right here, especially the way he handled the Oklahoma's teams. Got a lot of talent out there at USC. Don't understand why they're losing like that. Got more talent in one state than probably 10 states put together. But like I said, you got to put them together right. So, you know, this is a do or die season for him. Would like to see him go, you know, make it to the playoffs, but I think that's taking our spot if we wish that for him. So, you know, with all that's said and done, I think Lincoln Riley gets fired this year.
Wow, big time prediction. What do you got for a record then, bro?
7-6 again.
Yeah, not going to be good enough for him.
Yeah, not good enough for him.
That's interesting. Is USC, do they belong in the discussion? Do you feel any way of college football is better when USC is better? Or are they not?
I think college football is better when all the teams are good, but every team can't be good every year. So you have to take a back seat sometime to the Ohio States and the Oregons, who's been doing a very good job. Penn State. I mean, you're coming with a conference that had already 3 good teams in it. And I mean, all around, probably 9 of the regular teams that was good in the Big Ten, I mean, was already good. So, but you throw them in the mix, and now they're probably, I can probably say 6th, 7th, 8th best in our conference.
Yeah, that's right about where they're heading into.
So, but you know, they got to get better, or he's out of there.
Yeah. Interesting dynamic there, as Nebraska will have to play USC again, like we said, this upcoming season. Could be hopefully not 2 jobs on the line by then. Hopefully for both these programs, not 1 job on the line at that point. But it could be an interesting game for hot seat discussion, certainly once we get there. Or maybe they both have a very good season and could be in the conversation for the Big Ten and playoffs, hopefully, as I keep saying hopefully, because it's going to take some hope to get there, especially for both programs.
All right,
But
Kip said this USC fight song is like the Titanic. Doesn't get exciting until the end.
To be fair, the Titanic, what did you want to happen throughout that? I mean, it has to. There's really only one big one big scene to really go through it, right?
Yeah, it's like that movie, with Leonardo DiCaprio when he was a fighter. What it was called, Gangs of New York or something.
Yeah.
You ever watched that movie?
I watched bits of it. That's a long movie. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a long movie.
Yeah.
I can't watch those 2-hour movies. I'll fall asleep in the first 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, I've watched bits of that movie, but I've never watched it in whole. But I know it's long, but I probably should.
It's like that movie I told you I watched the other day with Tom Hanks in it. Captain. What's his name?
Phillips?
Captain Phillips. Yeah.
It was too long too.
Yeah, it was too long.
Fell asleep a little
Fell
bit.
asleep. I never can. I have to watch movies 2 to 3 times before I can finish the whole movie.
Fair enough. I noticed that's happening to me a little bit as I get older as well. All right, we got one final segment for the week. It is a Friday, and Bock and the Blackshirt will be back to wrap things up here on 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today, a chance of showers and storms. Otherwise, partly sunny skies and light winds, and a high around 86. Tonight, a chance of showers and storms. Otherwise, partly cloudy skies, a low near 66. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies and light winds, and a high around 84. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fleck for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hello, this is Mary Pat Waite. I've had the privilege of working with Lincoln families as their realtor for more than 31 years, and I'm so proud to be associated with MP Dodge Real Estate. For me, your transaction is unique in its own way. My experience allows me to bring you trusted care and a really great outcome. My NP Dodge family shares the same client focus.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with the child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Lincoln's new craft cocktail lounge is Bar 48 in Lincoln. Located at 2639 North 48th Street, Bar 48 offers everything from cocktails to beer to wine and so much more. With summer right around the corner, you can always enjoy Bar 48's frozen beverages. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on their live music performances every Saturday night. Make plans to visit Bar 48 on North 48th Street in the heart of the University Place neighborhood today.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
You're listening to Bock and the Blackshirt on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Bock and the Blackshirt here. This is the final hour of the show. And Bock, I got some news coming out of, I think, BYU. The quarterback, Jake Ratcliffe, is withdrawing from school at BYU. He still plans on transferring and is expected to take a transfer path that does not involve the NCAA transfer portal. He plans to simply enroll at a new school. What did that tell you right there, Bob?
I don't know. That's definitely an interesting route to go about.
Is that the way, like, Mark, that tight end that came from LSU? He just enrolled here?
Yeah, I think that's probably similar to what's going on there. But it is interesting because Retzlaff was a big reason as to why BYU was coming into the year with major expectations, or at least, kind of close to top 25 expectations. To lose him at this point in the season, again, this kind of court case type of thing going on, was known for a while now, but still, that's interesting. I thought, and then, is he going to be able to play this year? Is there that level of a starting quarterback that is ready to play? And then from there, that would make you think that he already has his landing destination?
Yeah, he has to have a planning route to do this. Feel bad for the kid who had a great year last year. Things didn't go well for him. Broke the code of conduct at BYU for having premarital sex. So we'll have to see how that goes. Well, we had a long week, Bock. Scott Frost kind of put everybody in an uproar here at Nebraska. Tell you the truth, man, I'm not even worried about Scott. We gave him his chance. We gave him a chance to come to his alma mater. We gave him a chance to come to his home state and be a hero and lead us to bowl games and victories. And that didn't work. So, I'm not going to harp on this thing about Scott Frost. I still wish him luck, but just don't step a foot in the state of Nebraska.
Well, he did. I mean, another quote came out. They wrote an article about, both him and Rich Rod going back and maybe having similar paths of going back to schools that they had success at. They left those schools to try to go to higher grounds. And those didn't quite work. So you have to kind of go all the way back. And Scott Frost basically said that he likes what he likes about Orlando is you can kind of go out, you get support, but you don't get get followed at the grocery store. I don't have the exact quote in front of him, but you can go out without having it kind of come, be a big deal on your family and all that. And so I think that's kind of getting to a point to me again where it's kind of maybe getting too touchy and feely with everything he says, kind of bothering you or taking it one way or the other. But the comments from earlier that had been reported are more than enough to make it imply that at first he didn't want to take the job when he did take the job. Implied that Nebraska is not a place that you can win at a national championship level at anymore, and basically just said don't take the wrong job. Felt like it was the wrong job that he had to be persuaded into going and taking. And again, that's all. I mean, I suppose from the UCF angle of it, you've got to be able to tell the story in a way that makes you believe that that maybe there was something that was an outside factor that caused you not to succeed at Nebraska, or why would you be back? But it's just I continue to kind of go back to maybe they know him. Maybe they know his arrogance. They know his approach about not taking any responsibility for things. I mean, maybe they're all comfortable with that, but I would just think through that interview process. If he was saying that sort of things, like, man, you're supposed to lead young men here. Aren't you going to tell us about what the whole question was? And people will say, he was asked a question, he answered a question if you defend him. Well, he had all offseason to think about it, and he knew he was going to get the Nebraska question. And this was the approach that he had with it was basically to try to say, nothing that really happened was his fault. And there almost was nothing that went right at Nebraska under Scott Frost. So he should have had the opportunity to learn as many lessons as you really can. And the best thing he can come back is defer it and say, it's a bigger problem. So it's interesting. I think a lot of people have turned their opinion on Scott Frost, even with these comments this week from, I'll cheer for him at UCF and hope the best for him, to, I really don't care anymore whether Scott Frost does well or not.
Yeah. When you take a new job, Bock, most of the time people take new jobs for what? Oh, it pays more.
Mm-hmm.
So you was paid more, $35 million, gave you what, 17 at the end to walk away, shut the door behind you. And now you open the door and you slammed it in our face.
Yeah.
But we're just going to leave it like that. All right, Bock, Nebraska's football road race is set for next Saturday. You want to get in it?
Road race. This is where the football players go out and run a little bit?
Yeah.
I've seen this. I see it every year. I never really hear too much about it. I'm not too big of a runner. Maybe I'll walk. Can you walk it?
Yeah, sure.
Can I bring a basketball? I like if I can run, if I can bring a basketball.
You'll dribble the whole way?
Yeah.
If you can dribble, how many miles is that anyway? Because if you can dribble 17 or 18 miles, then something is wrong with you.
As long as you put a basketball at the end, I still won't go all the way up and take the layup though. I'll still have to shoot a three.
Yeah, I don't know. I know it finishes it starts in the stadium and it finishes in the stadium. 5K. So what is a 5K?
I don't know how many miles that is.
Me neither. 3 miles. Oh no, it's $45 for the 1 mile fun run.
That's about 3.1 miles.
And $55 for the 5K. All right.
Do I get paid that, or I have to pay that to do that?
Oh no, you have to pay that.
I'm just kidding.
You have to pay to run.
Maybe I'd do it if they paid me that.
Yeah. But I'm not gonna pay to run.
No. I can do that for free.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for taking the time out this week to listen to Bock in the Black Shirt. We'll be back next week, and we're going to do some countdown to Huskers. Bock is still going to do the 101 with the fight song. And guess what? Have a nice weekend, y'all, and be safe out there, and come back to us Monday. 93.7 The Ticket. We'll see you Monday.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Hi, folks. The weather is for sure heating up, and Coppell Chevrolet GMC is following suit. The discounts are really as good as they've ever been. $14,500 off list price, or 0% financing on select new models. Folks, you heard that right. Smoking hot deals at Coppell. $14,500 off list price, or 0% APR. So take that short drive down 144th Street or at koppelcars.com. STK number G269520. All deals with trade-in and approved credit.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Lincoln's new craft cocktail lounge is Bar 48 in Lincoln. Located at 2639 North 48th Street, Bar 48 offers everything from cocktails to beer to wine and so much more. With summer right around the corner, you can always enjoy Bar 48's frozen beverages. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on their live music performances every Saturday night. Make plans to visit Bar 48 on North 48th Street in the heart of the University Place neighborhood today.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your